Meteorology, a frontier. These are the voyages of the meteorology segment, smAsho Mash. Our continuing mission to provide poignant and interesting information about meteorology subjects and report on the weather a little bit. And we're starting out with the NASA GOES lightning mapper, since we see quite a bit of lightning across the eastern portion of the U.S. especially, and tons over Mexico. There's a tropical system just to my east right now, and we'll get to it. First, a real-time lightning map from lightningmaps.org. We've got some terrestrial lightning over places like Kentucky. Hey, Lawrence County. Hey, Paintsville. There's thunder rolling in. Next time you hear thunder, check out lightningmaps.org. I just did it last night, and if you follow us on Instagram, you might have seen how lightning-y it was around our place. Instagram.com/smAshomash. Follow us there. We don't even have 500 subscribers on Instagram. Cheers. We've got thousands and thousands on Facebook, and practically nobody sees our posts. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. So we've got massive anticyclones here over the North Atlantic and the North Pacific. We're looking at pressure maps here. This is windy.com. And let me draw in the pressure isobars. There are the pressure isobars. Let's let this advance into tomorrow to see where pressure will be located. Around 12 noon tomorrow, Saturday, July 10th. This is the Euro forecast, by the way, and there's where we expect things to be in terms of pressure cells at noon tomorrow. That's noon daylight time, Eastern daylight time, by the way. Next, looking at the jet streams, here are the jets of the eastern world. Quite chaotic in the northern hemisphere, a little more concentrated in the southern hemisphere. Here are the surface winds. Strong winds in the southern ocean here continue. Also on both east and west coasts of Australia. Next, the surface winds of the west. And we've got some pretty strong winds here off the Jersey coast. From that tropical system remnant, or whatever you'd like to call it. Here are the jet streams of the western world. Very incoherent jet streams in the northern hemisphere continue. Multiple low-pressure eddies there in the Atlantic Ocean. And continuing on, here's the weather.gov map. So we've got some flood watches there in Texas and New England, as well as those are tropical storm warnings there off the coast, as well as some flooding forecasted here for Texas. We covered it yesterday. And here's the GFS forecast. We're just going to move this ahead step by step. Note the time date stamps. And that tropical system is expected to exit the U.S. by about 6 o'clock Universal Time tomorrow. So by tomorrow this time, by the time tomorrow rolls around, at the time we made this video, it's currently, geez, computer, it's currently 4:39. Do you know where your precipitation is? Continuing on, here's the U.S. Doppler radar map. Heavy storms covering all of New Jersey, as well as strong storms here in Iowa, about to move into Illinois. Heavy rains in Texas as well. Here's what's going on in the cloud layer. And here's the water vapor map. That should give you some idea of the movements of these systems. The systems in Iowa moving into Illinois should continue to move here as this dry mass of air, which represents high pressure relatively speaking, is sort of continuing on in a east-southeasterly direction. And we'll do a recap. We'll try to do a recap. There's the U.S. Doppler radar map. Again, very strong storms here moving through Iowa, and those are going to train because they're moving in the same direction as their length, which means you're going to see multiple storms striking the same place, moving into Illinois soon. Again, here's the cloud layer. And here's the most definitive map of all, the water vapor map, where water can't hide even if it's not condensed onto clouds. It's the NASA GOES Interactive Weather Satellite Suite water vapor map. By the way, the maximum resolution on this is 2 kilometers, if you were wondering. Anyway, thanks for tuning into today's meteorology segment. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. smAsho, signing off from the Smash News Network, Least Busted. Name and News.